Yeah. The well, welcome to the 5D Academy of Higher Consciousness. I'm your host, Zarathustra, and today would like to talk about sensations, pain, emotions, strong um, sensations that rises within our bodies, whether it's emotional stuff or if it's physical pain. Of course, it's also very strong mind, lots of thoughts, but mainly in the beginning, I would like to focus on pain. And what I want to refer to is like people come to me or asking me regarding their emotional pain, the scars that they were traumatized and all these emotional scars, or they speak to me about their current physical pain and uh, asking me how to deal with it. And from this point of view, from the 5D consciousness, looking at these different things. So if your consciousness rises to a higher level of awareness, then how would these things act out and play out? How you're going to be dealing in a higher level of consciousness with strong emotions rising or pain rising? How would we deal with it? And so we want to look at that. And hopefully, by putting some light on it, it's going to give us a different perspective of uh, looking at it and how to deal with it. Because when something comes into the light, then it's no longer hidden. Like our unconscious behaviors, let's say whatever unconscious behavior I have, let's say, for instance, I'm going to use this smoking. Like I'm a smoker, and every time, if you look at the smokers, as soon as they finish their breakfast or lunch or dinner, they have to run outside and smoke a cigarette. Now, I'm not saying smoking cigarettes or being a smoker is bad or good. That part I'm not referring to. The part I'm referring to is an unconscious behavior, like robotic behavior. Like the moment that you finish your meal, you have to run outside and smoke a cigarette. Now, there's two ways of doing it. One is that there's awareness. You're aware that you're going outside to the balcony and smoking a cigarette. Okay? So, and there are times like you're doing it like a robot, or you're watching a movie, and in a movie the lead actor or actress is having drinks, having a glass of whiskey or something, and smokes a cigarette. And I've observed it with myself that I get triggered and I feel like I want to have a drink and have a smoke. So what I'm referring to is when the awareness comes, once we become aware of this sort of robotic behaviors of ourself, whatever that is, then that pattern of the behavior, it breaks. It's broken. It no longer has that kind of a grip on you and that kind of power of hypnotism, because now it has come to the light and you're aware of this behavior of yourself. Now this could be with anything. Like you can you could be anger, you can get angry very easily, or your mom, your son, your husband, daughter, wife, grandma, grandpa triggers you, and every time they trigger you, you get angry or you get depressed or you reactionary. There are so many different things in life that we are programmed from childhood to react to, and most of these reactions are completely unconscious. And also, I'll give you another example. For instance, let's say you're listening to some songs from your teenage years, or when you dated or you fell in love with your teenage high school. And then suddenly you're hearing some music and it takes you to that time, and you get these sensations. Either it's sadness, or you're happy, or it takes you into the world of your thoughts, your imagination about that time. So again, if we bring awareness into our life and we become present, then we're going to catch ourselves that a lot of times, a lot of our reactions and our behavior is based on something has triggered us. And we, most of the time, reacting to it unconsciously based on a program it's been ingrained in our psyche from childhood, and that program rules you. Now, I went to this introduction because I would like to refer to a couple of key points. And for instance, let's talk about pain and physical pain. So when physical pain happens, to whom does this pain arrive? When something physically goes wrong, an illness or pain or sickness or something, to whom does this happen? And I say to me, okay? So, but if you look at pain objectively, how pain needs an observer. Pain needs an instrument that is experiencing something, an experiencer, in order to be able to experience pain. Otherwise, what is pain on its own? Pain on its own is meaningless. First of all, you can't see pain, you cannot touch it, it doesn't have any odor, and it doesn't have any color, any shape. Pain is a sensation that appears in a human body. So there must be a host and something, a mechanism that is willing and open to experience pain. Otherwise, pain on its own, it's meaningless. It's air. There's nothing. I want you to just kind of contemplate on that and sit with it for a moment. By in regards to what we're talking to, like, you have to have an instrument, a physical instrument, a body, a mind, a mechanism, a functioning alive mechanism, in order to experience pain. So if the person is not there, then to whom does pain appear? Who is experiencing it? So what we're trying to do is, we're normally trying to fix pain. We're trying to get rid of pain. We're trying to manage pain. And there's a million different ways of dealing with it. And everybody's got their own way, from medications to any sort of habits or drugs, alcohol, behavior, whatever it is, herbs, exercise, sleep. There's like a lot of different ways of dealing with pain. And there's millions of experts out there, and we all have practiced and exercised it. However, hardly ever anybody looks at it the other way around. And the other way around is, when to whom does this pain come? We never look at it that way. We're always looking at it that, okay, I have pain in my shoulder, my back hurts, I have a headache, or whatever. I've broken my elbow and it's hurting, or my knee hurts. But we never question to who is it that is experiencing this pain. So we want to get rid of the pain, and we'll do whatever we have to do to numb it and get rid of it. But what if we get rid of the one who's experiencing it? What if we get rid of the one who's identified to the story of I'm having pain? What if we get rid of that one? Then pain becomes meaningless, because pain is appearing, but appearing to who? It's got to be a person who is identified with a story of a human being here who's experiencing the pain. If the person disappears, then what happens? So there's an I, there's a me, there's a person who has a narrative, has got a story, like the human beings having a story. So I'm a person, I have a story, okay? And now pain comes, and I identify with the pain. That pain is happening to me because I'm sensing the sensations. And now I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get rid of the pain. Either numb it or medicate it or try to heal it. And this pattern keeps going and going and going. So my suggestion is, and then, okay, that's only in the area of pain, but pain is not just physical. Pain could be emotional and psychological. So, like emotional traumas, or whatever form of pain we're experiencing outside of the physical body, even all kinds of self-judgments or emotions that we have towards ourselves or towards other people, and all kinds of the stories, things that are happening in your life that, when operating from the third dimension, then I am a person, a human being, with my story of my life. I have this story, I carry this story with me. And then people and things do things that hurts me. They lie to me, they steal from me, they whatever events that happens in life that is unpleasant, it's happening to me. But that's in the third dimension. When your consciousness rises, when your awareness expands and you tap into the 5D consciousness, you're elevating into another level, then something automatically also shifts, because instead of looking at things happening to you, okay, I just got screwed, somebody stole money from me, somebody broke my heart, or my mom was rude to me, or my dad, or whatever is the story that has happened or is happening, we are taking it personally as if it's happening to me. So my recommendation is, like, if you want to explore this of shifting the way you're looking at things, it's just a perspective. All you do is look at something from a different angle, rather than looking at things that in life are happening to you. You change your connection and you change your relationship. Instead of you're being the victim and this is happening to you, you look at it as this is a function of consciousness. Something is happening in consciousness. Something is happening in life, but it's not happening to me. It's just that something is happening. Okay, somebody stole money from me. Okay, but instead of I come and personalize it that I got screwed, I view it as something happened, stealing money happened, but it didn't happen to me. It happened. And that is happening every day to different people all over the world, continuously. But if you grab it, if you become the person and you grab it, and now it's happening to you, then you're going to have to also go through suffering. But if you simply stay in your center, in the center of yourself, in awareness, and simply observing an event that happened, whatever that was, and not take it personal, then you'll see suddenly something shifts, because it can't touch you. It cannot do anything to you. Awareness cannot be hurt. Awareness cannot be scratched. Awareness cannot be tainted. Awareness is always here. There has no beginning or no end. And there are moments like we come to this understanding that, okay, what do I want to be? Do I want to be a human being that's got all these ups and downs and it has like a yo-yo? Or I want to be the awareness of this human being, simply staying in my seat and observe and experience sensations that appear in the body, in the emotions, but not taking it personally. Simply experiencing them in a moment that are happening, because there's nothing else you can do. If somebody is an asshole to you and says something rude, or you get into confrontation in a parking lot with someone, naturally your nervous system is going to be stimulated. You're going to get nervous, you're going to get anxiety, you're going to be pumped up, and there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot deny that this is not happening. It is happening. It's happening to your body mind mechanism, and you're the awareness of it. So naturally, you're going to experience it. But here's the catch. What we normally do is we start owning it as if it's happening to me. I'm very unlucky. I don't know what's going on. Somebody just dumped me in a relationship, and then, somebody else just screwed me over some money, and police pulled me over and gave me a ticket. So all of a sudden, we go into this place of identification naturally, because that's how we've been programmed from childhood, and everybody else around us is having the same behavior, and no one has ever told me anything else. So there's no reason for me to ever question this. But once I become aware of it, of shifting my position, of the same events that happen, but going into this place that they're not happening to me. They are a function of consciousness. They're things that happen in consciousness. And some are pleasant and some are unpleasant. But if I stay in my center, they're not happening to me. They're just happening. Then the more you become aware of this, the more separation happens between an unpleasant event in your life with you as a person buying into it, or you simply being aware of it but not taking it personally. It just happens. But you're not taking it personally. It's not happening to you. It's happening as a function of things happening in life, but not directed to you. And that's a major game changer in life. That can, through time, if you get to recondition yourself the way you look at it, very quickly you begin to feel much lighter in your life, and life becomes less personal. Events of life, they're not so personal. They're not happening directing at you. They're just happening. So, which brings us to the first thing we talked about today. I mentioned that when I talk about pain, physical pain or emotional pain, there must be a recipient to it. Somebody must identify with the pain. Otherwise, pain is happening. Who is experiencing the pain? Who is experiencing a heartbreak? To whom did this heartbreak happen? Which we normally say to me, to I. But then we don't go any further. We're not going to check, examine the source of this I, this person, this me, who is experiencing this pain. Who is this me? Who is this guy that is experiencing the pain? And where is its location? Where is this me? When I speak about myself, where is my location? Where is Zarathustra? Is Zarathustra in this part of the body? Is it here? Is it in the rest of the body? Where is this me? Where is this I? Where does it exist? Where is its origin? But we have this deep conditioning from childhood to identify this thought of me, identifying it with the body, the mind, and the emotions. And that's how we get into trouble. There is a very strong conviction that I am living this dude. And the problems of this dude are mine. And once I identify with it, they're very, very real. But when I start to recognize that if I stay in my seat as the awareness, pure awareness, not as a person, not identifying with the story of a person. There is a story of a person happening. There is a Zarathustra, was born in this year, is living like this, is doing this, and one day is going to die. That is the character in the movie. It's in the film. It's a character of a movie living this life. And the movie's already made. There's nothing you can do with this movie. It's already made. It's like a book which is already written. You can't rewrite it. You're just going through the pages. And momentarily we forgot, because the movie is so fascinating, that I forgot I'm watching this movie, and I fall into the character, and I become the character of the movie. So when events are happening to the star of the movie, which is me, it's happening to me, and I identify with it. And in that identification, suffering comes. But if for one moment you come out of it and you come back to your center, for one moment you just disconnect from the story and come here and dive within yourself in here, which is always fresh. Every moment of it is a brand new moment, and it's disconnected from the previous moments. Then you realize you don't have a story. The story is imaginary and it's only in your head. And if you don't have a story, then how could anything really from the past haunt you? What kind of trauma then do you have? You don't have a story. Where are the traumas then? The traumas are the traumas of the character in the movie, not you. And now you're choosing not to be the character of the movie, you're choosing to be the awareness and the observer of the character of the movie. So now your hands are clean, you're out. And when pain, let's say you have physical pain, arises, somebody has to claim it. Otherwise, pain arises, okay, well, you have pain, but if you don't claim it, to whom does it arise? It doesn't have any power. It loses its power. Because this pain that happens in the moment arises in a body, but if you pay attention, because this requires paying attention, it's attached to a story, because it's not brand new pain. You're not treating it as brand new pain. You're treating it and you're attaching it to your life story. Try the other way around. When the pain arises, simply be aware of it and experience it, but don't attach it to any kind of story of the past. And then see what happens. It starts losing its power. Very quickly it dissipates, because it has nothing to hang on to. It needs to hang on to something. And basically, it needs a person. It needs an I thought that I am this person. This is my past. I'm experiencing the pain because I fell down the ladder, my back hurts, or I had an accident, blah, 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 blah. There's a story coming with it. Get rid of all of that and just be here. And then suddenly you see like something shifts. I'm not saying denying, I'm not talking about denial. I'm not talking about like pretending like something doesn't exist. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to being 100% aware that every moment of your life is brand new. It has nothing to do with previous moments. So when something arises, it's for the first time, it's happening. So don't attach it to a story and then see what happens. And then when you bypass the story, immediately it's almost impossible not to fall into the silence. It's impossible not to be in your center. You can't get out. Suddenly everything becomes quiet. Suddenly the bliss comes back because you're not in the story anymore. The story is just the past or the future. It's meaningless. It has no power. Its only power is you pick it up and you give it importance. It's completely impersonal. Anything that is happening in your life, it's totally impersonal. None of it is happening to you. It's just happening. Things continuously happening in the world. Things continuously happens to people. So you get into this attitude and this relationship of not personalizing it. It's not really difficult. It does require paying attention because we've been programmed all of our lives on the other way. We personalize it. It's happening to me. Why is this happening to me? Why I'm so unlucky? Why? Because then we become the victim of life. But it's not happening to you because there is no you. There's no person. Things just happen. There's only the observer. The observer is observing things happening, but it's not happening to the awareness. Awareness cannot be touched. It can't just increase or decrease. It can't be tainted. It's just here. And you are that. That's your identification, your ID, not the person. The person is merely a character in the movie that is appearing and disappearing. Like many people appearing in your life and disappearing. Many friendships appear and disappear. Many family members appear and disappear. Many lovers come and go. Kids come and go. Parents come and go. Eventually, everybody dies. They appear, they disappear. but they're not happening to you. You're simply aware. Stay in that place and you're safe. Come out of it, then suffering follows. You have any questions for me? Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Andreas. Nice to see you. Hello, Miss Hilde. Good seeing you. Looking good.
Hello. Nice to see you too. It's my mistake. I thought it was starting at 7, so
I yeah, I wasn't aware of time change till uh, late last night.
My intuition said, look on your in Instagram. Maybe there's a message. Normally we'll open it on 7.
That I yeah. Uh, I mean, Amir mentioned something to me of the time change, but I, it didn't really click for me till today. I mean, when we started it, I realized, okay, well, where's everybody? Then I realized, okay, then I found out it's 6 o'clock in Europe, and
Yes.
normally we start at 7. So I'm gonna look into that and see if I can make an adjustment.
It's winter time. That's good.
I think seven better for you guys.
I think for many, yes. For some of us. Yes, it's better for us also.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 is better.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah,
When is it good for you though? 7 or 6?
I don't think he heard you. Yeah. If I do it at your 7, that means I start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I can do that. It's not a problem. We can set it that way. Set it up that way.
I have a question, Zara, about regarding some of us that are watching right now. We have been in the ventilator, you and me have been there, and some other people, and some have been in accidents. Can you say a little bit about why that is happening? Regarding that we're waking up and awareness and stuff.
Things continuously happening to everybody. So pleasant things or unpleasant. Because we're identified from childhood, we started to believe that we're this body, which is a very powerful identification. And then comes with it that I am the mind, the thinking mind, and the emotions. There has never been any education from earlier on. All the education has been referring to identifying to be a person. So naturally, you become a person with a body and with mind and sense and emotions. You forget the awareness of it. So when something happens to this body mind mechanism, you take it personally because you think it's happening to you. Because you're identified with the story of Hilde. Hilde is an imaginary character in a movie. She's playing her role as a wizard, as a woman, as whatever her specifications are. She's one of the characters of this movie called Life. You are the awareness of this character. You're aware of it. But you forget and you identify with the character of the movie. So when something's happening to the character of the movie, you think it's happening to you. But once you start to wake up, you realize whatever is happening to the character of the movie, it's not personal. It's not happening to you. It's happening to Hilde. As a part of her story. It's the book. It's the movie already made. You can't change it. You can't go back. You can't go forward. The movie's already made. The book is already written. It doesn't rewrite itself. You're reading the book. You're not the story of the book. So the more you awaken, the more you become aware of this, then since awareness comes, then you just don't identify to the events, because normally if something good happens, we don't question it. We're only questioning when there's pain and suffering. The rest of the time, we're very happy because things are going your way. So you're never going to say, why me? If you meet the man of your life, or if somehow you win lottery and you win 50 million kroners, you're not going to say, why me? Oh, poor me. You take it. But if something bad happens, you're going to say, why is this happening to me? So now you're taking it personally, because existence is mean, God is mean, God doesn't love you, you're getting punished, or I don't know, you stole something in a supermarket, now karma is coming back to you. You take it personally. So my suggestion is shift your awareness, and when things go wrong or pain appears or heartbreak appears, because those are the strong ones, if you can look at it and not take it personally, then you see it doesn't have much power. Is it making any sense? Or I made you more confused? How you doing, Shervin? Nice to see you, man.
You too.
Yeah. Alles gut? Andreas, alles gut?
Good. Alles gut.
Bestens. Bestens means
Past-
it's more than good. Bestens.
Past tense.
Bestens. Can I say something?
Sure.
It's so nice today. I was with Camilo, the sweet little grandchild. He's more than 1 year old, and he isn't in the eye playing rule. He is only consciousness.
Yeah.
It's so funny when it hurts because something happened what hurts him. And 3 seconds later, the world is absolutely perfect, and he is laughing with every nerve in his body.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. That's the real life. Be only in the moment. Drama's coming and drama's going. A big teacher.
Yeah. It is.
Absolutely teacher, a healer. All babies, I think. Sorry.
Very good. Nice to see you all. If there's no more questions, we can wrap it up. And I'm going to look into if you want to send me your feedback. What's better for you, 6 or 7? 16 or 17? It looks 18 or 19. It looks like, yeah? You just let me know so I make the adjustment. I can change the time to your 19. Those of you who are viewing this broadcast for the first time, my website is zarathustra.tv. We'll be broadcasting every Thursday, unless, there's possibility sometimes we don't have electricity here in this town because it's a village. And so that is one issue we have, but I'm going to try to keep it consistent and broadcast every Thursday. Now I'm back, with maybe the exception of maybe Christmas or New Year. I need to look at the calendar and see which day falls into which day. So, but my social media is Zarathustra 5D, and our email address is info@zarathustra.tv. And if you're interested in a private training program with me, you can reach out. This is a good time. We can work something out for a private training program, so it can serve your needs. Thank you for your time. Nice seeing you, and look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste.
Thank you too. Shall we write you a message about the beginning time, or shall
Yeah, you can just message me on WhatsApp. Or WhatsApp.
For me, it's the same, or it's no problem.
Right.
And it's nice to see you all, and I'm sorry for being late.
No, it's not your fault. This is like this. It happened.
It happened. Yes, that's right.
It happened. So, but it's really nice seeing you all. I missed you.
Yes,
We miss you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Others, yes.
And it
Yeah.
was very enriching today. I
What's-
really liked the way you visualized
Okay.
us being actors in the cinema.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. I get it. I mean, this is like every day you get reminded of, if I was to base my happiness on things going my way, when things go my way, I'm happy, and then the rest of the time I'm miserable. Well, that's like conditional happiness.
Mhm.
And we all know that, you can hit a streak, a season in your life that everything is falling apart. Or you can go in a season of life that everything is going your way. You have a lot of people around you, you're popular, you feel healthy, everything comes to you, love, friendship, money, everything just coming in your direction. But that's a relative happiness and satisfaction. There must be a way out of it, that it's not depending on what is happening in the world or to your body or your emotions in order to be happy and satisfied. There has to be a center somewhere which is not affected by things that come and go. Like as we talked about earlier, when I started this conversation regarding pain, because I was looking at it the other day. Actually, I was working with one of my private clients in life training program about pain, and suddenly it was like, okay, this pain when arises, to whom is it happening? Who's the one who's experiencing the pain? There has to be an experiencer. There has to be a receiver that is receiving the pain. If there is no receiver, means there is no person, then who is this pain happening to? What pain doesn't have any looks, it doesn't have any color, it doesn't have any smell, it doesn't have voice. It's invisible. Yet we all have experienced it. And it has haunted all of us. But we never really examine the other part of it. We look always dealing with pain in a one-dimensional attitude. nobody ever goes and go deeper into it, that this pain appears to whom? To whom does it appear? And of course I say to me, I. But who am I? Who is this I that is experiencing the pain? Where is this I coming from? Where is this person coming from? This sense of separation, me, separated from existence, experiencing pain, where is this me coming from? The thought of it. We don't examine that one. But if you examine it and go deeper, then when pain arrives, the nervous system is going to experience it, but it's not happening to you anymore. It's just a function of life. Something is happening in life, but it's not personal. It's not happening to you. You're simply aware of it. And that's the game changer. That shifts everything. Because the same way of looking at it, the same concept, the same approach works with everything else, with your emotions, with your thoughts. Once you get it, it becomes your way. Then suddenly you realize that nothing can really touch you. You're not numb. You're not denying it. You're not positive thinking. It's simply not being identified, yet completely aware, but not identified. And that's where the freedom is. That's where you get free. Because in that, you don't have to change anything. You don't need to change your behavior. You don't need to be, I don't know, fasting, not drink alcohol, not smoke cigarettes, not have sex. It has no requirements. You don't have to shave your head and go in a monastery. You can if you want. But it's not necessarily, because that which is you're looking for is already here. It's built into yourself. You just have to recognize it. It's a recognition of that which is always here. As simple as that, yet extremely complicated. So close, yet so far. But it is the source of suffering. All human suffering comes from identifying with being a person. And that's where the suffering and pain comes, because we're identified. But if you examine that, then you realize all suffering or pain is happening in the world, but it's not personal. It's not happening to you. It's just happening. Namaste, God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye to all.
Bye-bye.
Very nice seeing you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Richard. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for participating and being with me. Look forward to connecting with you next week.